Oh, the mic is right here. Sorry, guys. This should work now. Yes. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hi. Yes, Ahmed. Salam, Abdullah Ahmed. Yes, I am. I am. And yeah. hmm How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? I'm great, by the way. I'm doing all right. Actually, I wasn't so well in the morning, but better now. Thank you for asking. Um, I'm just hoping that people log on. Those who need to ask some things, I want to talk to you guys about a lot of changes for your benefit coming up, a lot of additions. So that's what I'm really here for. Uh, I've got Asad joining me behind the camera on the side. So if I look that way, that's him. He's gonna tell me, hey, all the pointers that I'm got to remember to tell you. So that's that. But because it's the live stream, if we have little mistakes here and there, you know, it took us a while to get this sorted. Stream live to you. Favorite South African cricketer of all time and why? I don't think anybody has anybody but De Villiers and Alan Donald. Alan Donald and De Villiers. I mean, I don't think people have to ask why though, right? I absolutely don't mind it. I actually love South African cricket. I've been following since 1992 South Africa. They are my, after Pakistan, my favorite team to root for in any World Cup or international competition. It seems a lot like Pakistan, them, I mean, their team. So I like that stuff. Yep. I hope that answers that. I hope you guys can hear me clearly, on point. I'm at too low, loud. I can't tell how, yeah, how do I sound? The volume loud enough for you all? If that isn't, do let me know. I'm trying to be loud. Yeah. Okay. Hello there. Hello there is a great name. Hello there. Hello there. Hi there. Okay, so what am I here for, guys? So let's get cracking. Okay. The reason I'm here, obviously, the reason all of you are also online, and especially these days, is exams are ahead of us. I mean, you got a couple of months left, and then you got exams, right? And many of you, some of you actually are in India. We've got a lot of students from India. They have exams next month. Or actually this month. My bad, this month. So they probably are freaking out more so than you guys are. But for those of you joining us from the Saudi, UAE, the UK, Pakistan, Bangladesh region, their exams, most of them are giving in June, and that's when those start at the end of April. So exam season is near. Just to give a little backstory of what we've been doing. It takes a long time to get really high quality content being developed. It's been a good work in progress, and over time you'll see more courses, better videos, more videos for each subject. But for us, that's a work in progress, and we are also introducing 2 more subjects. But we thought I'll talk about chemistry stuff a little later. First, I'll talk about the overall platform, what's coming on. So you probably have seen what we did was we redesigned the course for every subject to be done in 90 days. And why did I do that? Because the inspiration came from the fact that when I started recording all my lectures, what I realized was when I added all the minutes of video, and my videos are long and they're slow. Some of you watch them at 2x speed. I know most of you watch them at 1x. But even if I take all that time and add it up, an average, it just requires you 60 hours, really, 60 to 65 hours of content consumption for each year of A levels, for chemistry at least, to understand everything in that subject. When I did the math, I realized that, you know what? It doesn't have to be, most people don't have to drag on A levels for years on end, especially for those of you who want to practice at the end. What you can actually do is revise the whole syllabus, or at least in detail revision, not skim revise, any subject in about 90 hours. Yes, the allocated time is greater, 150 hours, but I thought, okay, with 70 or 80 hours of content time and then another 50 hours of practice, you can get through that. And if you just add that, you'd realize that you're probably maximums needing to spend an hour and a half every day for each subject. That's it. So that includes not just the videos, but practice questions also. So if you could do this consistently for 90 days, you're sorted for any subject. So imagine you have 3 A-level subjects. You do around an hour and a half of intense, dedicated, fully focused work for each subject. That's for 3, that's 4.5 hours a day, and you are sorted. And the idea was this, that we'll take kids who feel that they have no chance now, or they have been struggling now, and they can restart also. Some of you might have been great at the earlier chapters, and you can skip ahead to, if you look at the design course, we've divided it into 90 days. In fact, that's alt in 90. You're also getting alt in 60. So I'll just get back to that in a second. There's some questions I'm going to look down and answer. Yes, I'll talk about P3 also. The red G-Shock is right here, right, Ahmed? Will this stream be available later? Zujaj, absolutely will be available later to watch. If you can't stick around live, you can watch this later. We're also live on YouTube. But sorry, YouTube fellows, we can't answer your questions. Chat's off there. We got chat on our platform. So yes, you'll have that. So it's an experiment, but an experiment that I think we will work very well for all of us, because we all need to feel that everything is possible. So what we did was not just sticking to 90 days. We did the same experiment with 6 courses. All of them we divided into 60-day plans. So over the next few days, in fact, I think if you're on the platform, you probably are seeing it. Each course is divided into 60 days also. You got the 90 days and the 60 days, whichever pace you want to work at. If you want to take a slightly slower pace, you should take the each course in the 90-day plan. And if you want to finish everything before even April starts, I suggest you get on to Alt in 60 and take any course in 60 days. What that means is you might be spending 2 hours a day on a course maximum, but that's still humanly possible. Let's say you got 3 courses, 2 hours a day, 6 hours a day. Even if you spend 12 hours sleeping, eating, and everything else, you still have 6 hours definitely to practice this. And yes, you got school and travel time, but if you add all of that up, it can take more than 18 hours a day. So you can take out 6 hours a day if you really need to, and do this in 2 months. Imagine 2 months of real effort, and you got yourselves the whole of the next 4 months kind of relaxed. And this, by the way, is great to finish just before you want to start past paper revisions in April. So that's why we've designed these courses, and we've divided them pretty evenly. So you got similar amount of workload each day. And we've also built in time for topical past papers. We call those worksheets, right, on our platform. So you got that time built in to solve worksheets on certain days. And you got the notes, you got the videos, you got the worksheets, and you can start checking in your days. You can start from day one and keep checking off. And obviously, in this case, for 60 days, you get no day off. There's no weekend, there's no rest day, because you got to finish in 60 days, but it absolutely is possible. And that's what we're doing for every single course out there. All right. And that now, we tried to even get you guys customized calendars for everybody to follow, but it hasn't been able to. We can't really get that working yet. But we thought we put the whole course out there. We can give you a calendar design, and you can just keep taking off days on that. All right. Uh, and we are going to post the mechanics syllabus also, Munib. So for math, P3, P1, and S1 is already on the platform, and we are currently developing the mechanics syllabus for math also, and you'd have it in the next, I guess, few weeks. You'd actually have it, okay? And the worksheets included are thoroughly enough, guys. These are from the latest past papers, and if you notice, we've also included solved past papers from the last 6 years. So if you ever, and this is different from just the marking scheme, because we've tried to solve them in steps and give you all the steps involved in scoring those marks. So even yearly past paper solutions exist in separate courses where you can just go through them. And over time, we'll have video courses. And obviously, as a platform, we intend to have, in the last month of April, intense past paper live sessions where you can go over the past papers with a teacher along with videos of those past papers. So let me recap so far, and then I'll take this forward, right? I have not answered P3 yet. I'll get to that. So now, Alt 60, Alt 90. There are 2 different courses for each subject that serve the purpose for you revising everything in 90 days and 60 days. And it's already out there. We are also going to release, if it doesn't become too confusing, something called a drip schedule, where whenever you start the course, your day 1 starts there, so it's easy to follow also. So look out for the word drip. A course that is drip day by day, you'll get, so that you don't have to worry about which day you're on. You'll start that course, and every day you get content added day by day. It's pre-programmed, so you don't have to wait. It's just happening day by day as it comes. And this will run off for the next 2 months. And we'll start past papers at the end of March. All right. And they will go on all of end of March and April, about 4 to 5 weeks. Still working on logistics, because there's something else coming up. I had given a hint in some of the chats yesterday. Asas passed me a note, so I'm going to read down that note. Yeah. So I'll talk about the holistic picture in a bit. He's told me how you guys can use all the subjects together. I'll talk about that also. But one thing that I want to add on, and is that in addition to all of this, all right, we're also starting live sessions by all these course creators. All the teachers will be going on live from this week. Friday onwards, I'm starting, and everybody else is going to be live next week. You'll see us twice a week for an hour and a half. And in that hour and a half, we'll be conducting classes where we solve difficult questions and answer your questions chapter by chapter. So basically, what we'll do is we follow the sequence of the Alt in 60 plan. And what we'll do is, let's say you do chapter number 1 in the first 3 days. So the first class of the live session will be us solving questions for chapter 1, latest past paper questions for chapter 1. And then you do something for another 3 days and the second chapter. And then in the second session, you'll be doing another chapter. So you'll have 2 months of this, 16 sessions approximately, for 16 or 20 chapters, depending on the subjects you have. And so every session, an hour and a half, going over difficult questions and maybe tips and tricks for that chapter. It would be great if you have watched the videos before attending that live session, because the videos will be the theory that will be then used to apply in these questions. Now, that's new. That's coming up this week. So you got the Alt in 60, you got the Alt in 90, you've got the live sessions coming up. Starting all of these things starting now. Now, some of you might say, well, isn't this a little too much? Obviously, for those starting today, it is going to be a too much. But isn't that better than nothing? Like you have nothing going on for you. What you can do is, you can say, you know what? You can divide even the courses however way you want. You don't want to do 4 or 3 courses every day. You can also combine and do them faster. So you can do 3 days of work in 1 day for each subject. This way you can dedicate a day for each subject if that's your preference. If you prefer to divide each day into different subjects, then you divide that up. But understand, your exams are in 3 months. Asking you to spend 4 to 6 hours studying for that exam isn't too much to ask for. This is your complete preparation. This is not including anything else. This is the whole. This is everything. Revision, content, practice, past papers, all of that. 4.5 to 6 hours a day. Yeah. Now you might say, you know what? It's too early for me. You can start this next month. Like I said, it all depends on how much time you want to give. It's too fast for you, take the Alt in 90. Start today and in end of April. Because you see, Alt in 90 will take all of Feb, all of March, and all of April. Alt in 60 will take March and Feb and March. But because Alt in 90 takes more days, it'll be less per day. Actually, it also includes rest days. The last week or so is also just practice. So it all depends. Do you want to finish your revision before April starts or at the end of April? All right. How do you, since Ahmed, all of Alt in 60 and Alt in 90 will also help you revise for your mocks. So I'm assuming the subjects you guys are studying in school and the subjects you want help with on Alt are the same. So any time you are using up to revise something at Alt, you are actually going to benefit your exams with it. So I think it's a symbiotic relationship. You can also choose to decide which day or to do that. Remember, this is our best case scenario. This is our recommendation of sequence of chapters. You can throw it out the window and start from day 25. As long as you keep track of what day you are at, you can finish the order in any day you want. You might say, you know what? I'm good. I don't need this. I'm good and I just want to practice every day what I'm doing, and that's great. Then what you can do is you can do a 30-day revision plan. Now, we will create a 30-day revision plan for you too later on. Or you can just take the Alt in 60 and take 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row, do them in 1 day. That's also possible. So it's really up to you how to use it. You see, I felt the students have been always told this is how it is and do it this way. At Alt, we want to give you every possible tool to understand that it's all about you. You control how fast and how much you study. It's not up to me. It's no longer up to the teacher to teach you something when they want to, because that's what happens in live classes. I'm still teaching in a school, so I know the kids are waiting for me to deliver. But because of these videos, some of my students are already ahead of me in the class. They've already seen the videos ahead because they realize that they have ownership of their learning. So with these plans, we wanted to give you as many tools as possible. You are the best person to decide what best way to go forward. And if you haven't started at all and now starting, my suggestion is these 90-day plans or these 60-day plans, give it your all for 2 months. That's it. 60 days. It doesn't, Ramzan's 1 month. It goes off like this. 60 days will go off and you won't even know it. It's not that long. And you got like 90 days of holidays after that. So it's possible. So you could also take, and Zujaj asked me, how can you divide time for 4 subjects? So, in the real world, I would not like to do 4 subjects a day. So if I would do it, I'd do two a day, two a day, two a day, two a day. And if I'm doing two a day and then two a day, I would use the Orton 60 for myself slightly differently. Since I'm only going to study a chapter every second day, what I start doing is I start doing 2 days for each course in the Orton 60. Makes it, the math is very simple. So in 60 days, let's say ahead, you're only going to study chemistry and math, let's say every second day. So in every second day, what you do is knock off 2 days. 2 days for chemistry, 2 days for math. On the next day, 2 days for bio, 2 days for physics. The next day, 2 days for chem, 2 days for math. And the cycle repeats. Remember, these are just our suggestions. You can take it as you go. One thing you can be sure of is whatever we ask to do in every day has equal amount of time usage. So now we have divided the course into 60 units of time. You can pick and choose how you want to divide that up. All right. Tareen, we're going to work on S2 right after M1 is finished. I don't know, maybe in the last month, maybe in April, we'll be finishing that. Okay. Everybody has access to the Alt 90. Either you're on the monthly plan, either you're on the quarterly plan, either you're on the yearly plan. It is not only for the quarterly plan. Yes, it's a nice hand in hand. Take the quarterly plan, do it in 90 days. But anybody who's got access to the monthly, quarterly, yearly plan has access to all these things. Remember, the payment plans are just how you wish to pay, how often. What's on our platform is open to everybody. I mean, everybody who's a paid user for the platform, monthly, yearly, quarterly, whatever you have. Sorry, Anas, I'm skipping over the comments right now. Venom symbiotic could be. Okay, all right. So, not to forget something, guys. We got to have some O-level sessions also. So I know I've got some kids who study O-level chem with me. I've made videos for that. I'm actually in the process of making more videos. If any videos that are there for the new syllabus that don't exist, though I don't think there are that many, I'm finishing them up in the next 1 week, and then planning up most possible videos to come. And we're also starting for some O-level subjects live classes like physics and add math already in the next week, and then add more over the next, I guess, few months. Right now we're committing to physics and add math only, and some chemistry. That's what we're committing to for O-levels. But we're definitely going to try to have past paper sessions for all the O-level subjects for the 3 I mentioned: add math, physics, and chemistry. All right. Asad is already recapping what I'm saying on the chat, so it's a good person to check on for that. Amina, sorry, Amina, you had asked. I hope I've answered your question. How much do you work in an hours a day teaching? So, Ahmed, I actually live teaching. I only teach 2 hours a day. I spend most of my time at Alt and developing things for you guys, and I'm working till most evenings. Yeah, I start at 9 a.m. in the morning and end up working till like 10 p.m. most nights, including Saturdays. But I only teach live for 2 hours a day. Now that I'm going on Alt live, so I've got that increases, by the way. All right. Okay, so that's what we have. I'll repeat myself a little later, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask right now. Have I missed out something, Asad? You can say it, it's all right. So how about you highlight how the plan is different for physics, where we've added in sources? Okay. So yeah, guys. So there's one more thing I gotta mention. My age, I'm Money. I'm a healthy young 43-year-old man. Tareen wants to be part of the old media and design team someday. Tareen, you don't have to wait for too long. You can work part time also with us. Reach out to Asad. It's Asad at altacademy.org. He'll hook you up. Tanan, thank you for that. Somebody asked something, 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 something. Yeah, Asad mentioned something. I forgot. Oh, yeah. So, one of the subjects we've struggled finding to make great content has been physics. We've had teachers who are really good, but we haven't been able to deliver the best experience for you for physics. And we know that. We're working. We actually have two more now instructional designers for physics working. You'll see one of them live. You already seen some of the videos come up. You want to see some animation videos for physics also go up. But because we didn't have a complete solution, so what we did was we borrowed already existing free to use material on YouTube and organize that for you to follow. So instead of you having to worry about looking for specific content, we had our teachers find the best material for each particular subject and chapter, sorry, in physics, and have made it part of the 90-day and the 60-day plan. So if you notice, the 90-day and the 60-day plan doesn't just include our videos, it also includes external videos. We're going to do that for biology also coming up. But for physics, I know kids struggle. And while we fulfill our duty by making the best content for you, while that's happening, till that is finishes, we want to give you as much access to what we feel is better material online on YouTube so you can have access to that. So we've done that for physics also. And new videos for physics A levels are coming up for all topic. Yes, absolutely. I believe Asad, they are being uploaded every day, and there's some difficult questions for each topic being solved, and there's some theory content for each physics topic being solved, being uploaded for AS and A2. I think it's AS first, and then they're gonna move to A2. Okay. Mm-hmm. Rajdeep has Asad mentioned something about tutorship. Rajdeep Sharma, I'll have Asad tag your email and find out and get back to you. All right. Arib's also put on careers. So if you really want to work, you can put that in there. Careers are also checked by the whole team. Thank you, Arib. Mm-hmm. Okay, so somebody's asked for P3. So, guys, for P3 lab work for A levels. Now, I wish you guys were studying EdXL chemistry and not CAIE chemistry, because EdXL A level chemistry actually has ATP papers for lab. It's pretty fun to do. But since we don't have that choice right now, we've got to do CAIE. So what I intend to do is I have made earlier some videos on how to attempt papers in the exam. When you go to the lab, what you should do, do's and don'ts, best practices. Uh, I'll be releasing some of that content. I'll be making new ones and releasing that over the next couple of months. Okay. You'll see a lot more new chemistry content coming out in the next 3 months. That's my promise to you, including paper 3. Now, you might say, well, I can't really practice too much of it. Now, for those of you, this is specific to only chemistry P3, by the way, since I can't speak to other subjects. But what I can tell you this much. Sadly, the AC in chemistry P3 is less about how you've conducted the practical and more about how you record the practical. So if you learn the do's and don'ts of how to record data, how to manipulate data, how to use it, what words to use, how to solve for it, how to record it, how to see it, then you are going to be, you can easily get an A. There is yes, there are some marks for accuracy, but they aren't as many as you might think. So you can kind of mess up a few things about calculation, titrations, or energy experiments and still get an A in the lab. So I will be posting up some helper videos for that. All right. Anyway, okay. What else? Now, if you might have specific questions to yourself, you want to have them about, let's say, the revision plans. You don't have to say, what if we have 3 subjects? What if we have 4 subjects? You tell me what you have, and we can make plans for you also that way. Reach out to our teams also, but you can tell me right now. Message me. I'm here to answer. Please. Yes, Rajdeep. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, I can't remember the name, but I remember the email. Man, there is so much love. that's come across. I absolutely adore the students I have across the world. I can't tell you how blessed I am. And the reason, honestly, to make this platform, before it was just a YouTube page where I was just managing with a couple of people who work with me, to this is because I was tired of how I was spending the rest of my day. Because I would spend my rest of my day running between schools in the heat, teaching kids who really half the time didn't even care, while the people who actually cared were actually sitting online looking at my videos. So I thought, let's figure out where I can spend most of my time in this industry, the online education. I've been in the classroom for 22 years now. 20, yeah, 22, yeah, 21 years or 23, 21 years. And it's tiring now. Not tiring physically, just tiring emotionally. And over the years, I've found more love online than in person. And what I realized is I want to spend more time doing this. And what I did was convince so many of the people to do this. So we have a big team wanting to do this for you. Our goal still remains the same: affordable, really low cost education. And some of you might think my chemistry stuff is great. I guarantee you, by next year we want to make everything that great. You give that time, subjects that love and deserve. They are economics, business studies, by some great teachers doing some great work. Over the next few months, physics, you're going to see a huge improvement. Biology, absolutely coming on the platform. We got psychology also coming your way. And we already had a great teacher, and Talha Shahab, joining us for math also. He was somebody who was teaching when I was teaching. He's brilliant at math. So we've got some really good content that we're developing over the year. So I'm really, really excited to see what the future holds. As long as I realize if you put good quality work out there for people and that you care for them and they want your work, then they also reciprocate in the giving of their efforts and their love. So thank you for all that. Do I like doing podcasts with Kazi Akbar? Uh, Both are very different. I agree. Uh, Kazi Akbar was an ex-student of mine, so I have immense love for Kazi. So he made me feel at home in his place. So that was different. You see, I did not know Muzammil. Muzammal's podcast asked us why we're doing something. Kazi's podcast was more catching up and what am I doing in life thing. So they have both have their purposes, and I'd love to do both. In fact, the ones that grill me more, I'm more excited about because then I can kind of show off how good work we are doing right now. All right. Okay. Other people, more of you, questions. I'd love to hear more. So, Anas, you said if you start studying from zero and take all 1090, can you score an A? It The only two factors that matter are your base IQ level and your dedication to committing to that time that is needed for alt in 90. You do those things, guaranteed. You don't need anything else. You don't need people, you don't need teachers, you don't need anybody. Just need you to be able to think a little bit, and more importantly, dedication every day. You don't have to think about it. Make it guys, if you can make this automatic. The reason to do this was to not have you think and worry, what should I study today, what should I study tomorrow, because that what is half the time stops kids from starting. We want to put it out there so that you just start, just follow. All you really need to do is figure out which an hour and a half time slot in your day you want to give it the same. Don't keep changing it. Don't think, oh, today this, that, tomorrow. Make a schedule and follow it. There is a lot that you're going to gain from just following that schedule. All right. All right. Thank you, Rajdeep. I'm glad I could be here. If a person wants see, I didn't understand that part of the question. Ahmed Said, could you repeat? I didn't understand the question. Was there a question there somewhere? I'll just scroll up also. Uh, Also, yes, Arif, thank you. By the way, if you're in Karachi, there is an inter-school regatta happening this weekend at the Karachi Boat Cup. I love this event. I'm going to be there. We're all going to be there. Come, root for the rowers, and just, you know, be around at the bays and the rivers and the waters of the Karachi beautiful sea at the Karachi Boat Club. I'll see you guys there. Thank you, Rajdeep. Thank you so very much, by the way. Yeah. And what would you say about your A level commerce faculty, Zem? Actually, I would not even call them the A level commerce faculty. They are the A level, you could say, business subjects faculty, right? There's no commerce in A levels. But the individual teaching business studies, Yavar, absolutely super intelligent, great teacher, has been teaching for a few years now, and I absolutely love and adore him. Ali Anwarzada, economics professor, LUMS graduate, University of Chicago graduate, been teaching at schools like Lyceum, Nixer, Cedar, top schools in Karachi if you know these schools. He is absolutely brilliant, absolutely wonderful. I love him. His economics is top notch. If you think I speak a lot and take too long to explain something, he's the opposite. He'll take the most complex concepts and explain to you in such a beautifully short way that you're like, that's it? That's what I wanted to know? Great. So that's why I absolutely adore those two. Ali Jamshed, accounting teacher, also brilliant. His examples, his pace is absolutely brilliant. I actually love accounts a lot, so I find them. So that's why we chose these people. You see, Zem, understand that the metric we used to get these get instructors and these teachers on board was that great teachers and even better human beings and willing to do everything and anything for their students and provide true education, not just shortcuts, but so that when you go to college, university, you'll say, you know what, I learned something from these guys. Great role models to look up to. Yeah, so can I talk about physics? Yeah, so physics may, we are, like I said, you're going to have more and more videos come on the next few weeks. Like I said, for those who are studying physics, look out for the timetable. We're starting live sessions for each AS and A2 course, and for every other course we are starting live sessions, guys. That's your chance to ask your teachers any difficulty you have live Zoom webinars. We're already releasing them soon in the next 2 days, because the the live sessions start next week. For chemistry, I think they start this Friday. An hour and a half twice a week for each course. So if you're starting with physics AS, that's 3 hours a week. Chemistry A2, 3 hours a week. Economics A2, all of these 3 hours a week, 2.5 hours. Teacher will be live in the evening to answer your questions for the next 2 months before the past papers start. Okay. And if I do the 90-day plan, how will I take the past papers? For those who want to take the 90-day plan and do the past papers, you'll have to do the last 30 days while also taking the past paper courses. So that's the little problem. For those of you who want a slower pace, then you don't have enough time to do the past paper. So either you can do the past papers on your own or take our past paper sessions, but then you take them along with the 90-day plan. Thank you. Somebody said, yeah. Okay, Faraz. Okay, so if you're doing composite A levels, all to 90. So now that depends. Are you going to use these for 3 subjects or 1 subject? Because if you're only doing 1 subject and you want to do composite for 1 subject, do all in 60 for both of them. Because it's just revision, right? So there's not a lot of overlap till you hit organic chemistry. So I'd say do Alden 60 and start off with maybe the first month of only one, and then do overlap with say the last 30 days of AS with the first 30 days of A2, or start them simultaneously, or divide the days so that you can do it faster. So for example, you can do two days for AS, and like 2 days worth of work for AS in one day, and then the next day 2 days worth of AS A2 work on the next day. So, but it's a good question you asked. What I'll do is I'll also plan this out and show you some examples and upload some PDFs for you guys to see tomorrow. But I think working this out on paper would be easier to explain. All right. And if you can hit me up, just tag me at the end of the announcements of this live session. I'll know that you asked. I'll make sure you get it. Okay. Okay, so Abdul Basit, the Alt Academy Google and iOS apps were remade from scratch, and then we've uploaded them to the publishing platform of Google and Apple, and I believe you'll have them by the end of this week or next week. And our tech lead Hamanya was saying absolutely you will be able to. So I know they've been fluctuating; they've not been the best, which is why we've been recommending people to use the browser only. So till this week, use the browser only. Also on your phone, you can use the browser. But by next week, the apps will be. Hmm. Aisha Ahmed, the reason why chemistry worksheets are detailed is because I have not bothered removing the old papers. It's just it's like a collection of my life's work since maybe 2003. I was digital since then. Not everybody was, you see. So if I had because I just didn't bother wanting to remove the old worksheet, old questions. Because honestly speaking, I don't think anybody should be doing more than 4 or 5 years of papers. There's already enough in 4 or 5 years. They're like 15 years of papers. I don't think anybody needs to do any more, for any one subject. So that's why we didn't haven't bothered doing for more. But we're adding year by year over time to to come up to at least 5 or 6 years of worksheets. All right. Sorry, that was a water break. Ibrahim, yeah. If you're doing both AS and A2, it all depends. Like I said to somebody else, are you doing other subjects, also practicing that? And if you're doing that, then you might want to, if you have so many subjects to do, also doing composite for them, then I'd say do alt in 90. Spread it out because you'll be studying 2 years worth of material. So do alt in 90, and then towards the end you can speed it up and do past papers, because I believe right now you guys are also going to school, but towards mid-March, most of you will stop going to school. You'll have more time in the day, so that you can start from alt in 90 space for the first month and a half, and literally at day 45 switch to the alt in 60 and start that from day 30. So you'll do half of alt in 90 and do half of alt in 60. And by mid-April, you'll be done. That I think that would work, right? Yeah, schools, mocks, pre-mocks, all of these are just tactics to get you to study. Don't just if you can use them to study, that's great. Otherwise, don't stress too much about them. Nobody cares about these. So do you recommend reading course books in the 90-day plan? Abdullah, it all depends. If you The books that are there for those who don't have access to video lectures or class lectures. So if you have access to those, then you don't really need a book, unless there's a particular area that you didn't understand from the video. Then I'd open a book and just go through that. I would not recommend reading the whole book. It's just, it's supposed to be followed when you need help, not that you read from cover to cover for books. Yeah. I know I must have missed some questions out. If I missed somebody's question out, you can please repeat the question. I want to wrap this up in like another 5 minutes. Yeah, if that's okay with you. For chemistry, by the way, you'll be seeing me on Friday afternoon or evening, I think. Yeah, evening. Zujaj, yes, computer science. And when will the drip course be dropped? Uh, yeah, Anas, I think we might be able to do the drip course in a day or two maximum. All right. I'll get back to you about how long it takes to get a course converted to drip, but it should not take more than 2 days. So by Friday, hopefully, you'll get that. So, and also, will the weekly past paper session be recorded? So when the vast paper sessions start, yes, you'll have video past paper solutions and live, and all of everything that we do is recorded. You could tell, right? So, yep, 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 yep. That's our USP. We record stuff. Rajdeep is asking, when can he get a reply to his careers alt? Somebody please answer it. You'll get it soon by tomorrow. If not today, then tomorrow, Rajdeep. Asad is nodding his head and thumbs upping. Yeah. Will there be courses in the future for computer science? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're trying to convince somebody to have some more time and then start those also. Computer science, math, O levels, GCSE math, uh, hoping to start history also, world history, you know. Psych and biology already been worked on. They're already been developed right as we speak. Not published but developed. So that's what's happening, right? Abdullah, if you're private and if you have the ability to take some sessions in the lab, regardless of all video, not video, you should do them. Practice is all that makes a paper 3 also better. So if you have the chance of practice, please do that. Okay. Yeah, money, computer science before that, for us a little difficult right now. I mean, it's impossible for you to do that. It's to maintain good quality, to get all the work out there, it takes a while. So yeah, I can't promise. In fact, it'd be wrong to even say I can't promise. We have no plans for that for April. Next year, yeah, not a B. All right. All right, guys. Should I wrap up? We got Alden 90, Alden 60. We are coming live, guys. Live like classes in the evening. So our classes are 4 p.m. onwards in most days, Pakistan time, 4:30, 4:30. Keep it in mind, some of you might be 2 hours behind, so hopefully that's a chance. We couldn't do it later because we have so many classes and we also don't want to clash with them. So, but majority of them are happening towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday. So you use first 2 3 of the school you can give that time and then do these classes. Like I said, the live sessions are for physics, chemistry, economics, and business studies for A levels, and for O levels, physics and add math. You know, and we'll put up the schedules soon on the platform, and we'll also make courses for the live sessions, so they'll have the links to join the class. Mine will be like this live stream for chemistry. Others will be using Zoom embedded into the platform, so it'll be easier for them to follow also. Okay. Is it luck? It's tough luck, Rajdeep? That's what it is. Anyways, thank you guys. This was a great time I had. Uh, any other questions you have, just shoot them on the platform. I and other people will definitely answer them. Hanan, thank you so much. I love my set too. Yeah, we take pleasure in setting up things for you nicely, guys. All right. I'm gonna see you guys in the next few days.